man in the woods. What a spectacle. Before the story started, this school was still a spectacle. My students would skip down the hill to the honeysuckle, pluck a couple, collect their nectar till they picked their fill. Except one obnoxious kid, Sid, who would watch the kids eat the flowers while he seized and skilled, because he couldn't bear to share sweet treats throughout the recess hour. I remember Sid once saying, "There's a man in the woods." That's where the stories began. Of course it was Sid who spotted it first. The poor kids, he immersed them in his spiel about a serial killer's gun barrel glint to him said peril. A trip to the nurse or worse, I heard, all waiting just beyond the dale. The children saw him everywhere. "Look over there, that man has Batman ears, we swear." And crazy damn lies. "I saw something rusty, his shotgun, it must be. I saw a lady's severed thigh, trust me." Every word I heard was absurd. Yet each day he said would skip down way beyond the playground. Who else was brave enough to save us from the killer's next plot? The rest of the lot would stop back at the blacktop, sure that any further they were bound to be found deep in the woods left to rot. I pleaded with the kids to think and learn to be mature. But after a few more rumours doomed my attempts to prove the school was secure, their fear was undeterred. And when the buses drove them all home, the parents finally heard. Everything just blew up. I received a wall of emails and calls, full of shrieks, wails and awes, from terrified families who'd heard word of the murder and didn't like my lack of action at all. What was I supposed to do? Call Old Forest? Yeah, right, would you? And that means I didn't care? That's not fair. The stories that worried you weren't true. Of course I would have felt regret had there been a real threat and I'd ignored it, and some poor kid was kidnapped while the kids were napping. But you couldn't admit that your good little kid would formulate a fib, so you ignored what I said. Your child would never cook up some marvellous creations. An overactive imagination maybe, but my kid would never let it lie. How dare I accuse a child of being dishonest? Just monstrous. The parents were displeased, and when the PTA took action, they dismissed me from the classroom. Like they know what was best for their kids. Do you know how hard it is to find a job when a bitter mum slanders your right of child neglect from the outset? Now who's in charge of their children? Single file lines, a little vile swine, a killer by the pines. I was in my prime! Those children were lucky to have me. Do you know what you did? But I can play along. I can be good. Do you hear that said? There's a man in the woods